Showtime.
Back in 2003, before this podcasting thing, there was a guy named Mikey, and he created this show.
What did it say? No, it used to be.
It's the Redbar Radio Show.
Hey, everybody, it's Mike, and it is the Redbar Show. We're out of Chicago. Used to be a comedy show. It used to be. When you would listen to Redbar, it's a comedy show. Now it is the complaints of a dying man. Well, welcome. It's so nice to see you. We have a special guest today that everybody is excited about. His name is David Firth. I had never heard of him until a couple weeks ago. Somebody sent me like an animation that he did, very strange animation, and it was sent to me because it reminded this listener about the make-believe town of Negurta, Kansas, that we have slowly created on this show. Don't worry, all you adults who can't use your imagination because life has raped it out of you. Don't worry, this isn't going to be another 2 episodes of you going, Mike's lost his mind. I can't listen to this. He's hit rock bottom. This show is foolish. It doesn't make sense anymore. You know, that really happened when I was talking about Atlanta and the higher scare and it used to be and the psychedelics. Half this audience said they had to turn off those episodes, that they could not listen to the show. Very offensive stuff. I don't understand why they were so quick, unless the shit I was talking about was so real that it sparked something that they didn't even understand. Part of the universe told them, no, this is not for you. Turn it off, turn it off. And the brain and the soul was saying, you can't hear these secrets. These are real. This is too much for your brain. Turn it off. But I got emails from people. Hey, Mike, longtime fan, love almost every episode, been listening for 5 years. How to turn it off, man? Really? Seriously? Like, this is just too far. And I'm like, really? Because I'm sure I've gone farther. But I don't know. Maybe it just struck a chord with people. Maybe people listened to it at the wrong part of the day. Maybe it was just very weird. I don't listen back to these things. I don't know how they come across anymore. But don't worry about it. I think there's a way we can incorporate Negurta and its imaginatory weirdness and still have the goofy fans and the serious fans alike combine and enjoy the madness. I think there is a way without scaring everybody away. Because a lot of people do like this Negurta stuff. Now, what is Negurta, if you're a new listener? I don't know. It's not really that big of a deal. It's this make-believe land that I imagined where, like, the mayor is a beetle and maybe your grandma is a handful of spiders or something. I don't know. It doesn't really make sense. But when you're high and having fun, it's kind of fun to use your imagination and think of some real goofy stuff. Some people are against imagination. It really, like, offends their realistic sense of life, and they don't know how to interpret. Hey, let me rephrase and start over. I'm a realistic person, okay? I'm set in reality, whether you want to believe that or not. You know, most of you only know me from the 2 hours or so that this microphone is on, or when you're listening to it on your little thing. But I'm set in reality. I know what's real. I know what's not. I don't believe in aliens or ghosts or alternate universes. But I want to talk about those things. I want to believe in those things for the moments that I'm talking about them, because otherwise it cuts me off. And if I can't use my imagination, I'm done. What am I, just a fucking robot typing up papers? You know, people really want to poo-poo imagination as an adult. It's like, no, I got things to do. I have a child and I have a job to go. Good for you. Are you having any fun with that? Because I ain't, or I wasn't. I mean, you know, if you think you're more important because you do, you know, robot work for your boss who's getting rich off you, you know, good for you. But I don't think that's the way to go. So I like to let it be okay to use my imagination sometimes, even if it's very weird, because it's fun. And you know that feeling when you tell ghost stories around the campfire? It's just a hack representation of what we're doing, but that's the idea. Is once in a while, you could sit around and tell stories and add on to them and really think, what if this stuff was real? And kind of get the little chills. You know those nights where you stay up all night talking to your friends and you get a little bit of the chill and it's fun. You want to keep hitting that pipe. Not literally, but, the pipe of scary. And it can be a lot of fun, even as a grown adult. It's never not been fun for me. And anybody who's engaging in it and lets their fucking work mode, leave their bodies for 2 seconds. They enjoy it, and you can see a grown reasonable man going, whoa. And then the next day when the sun comes out, everything's fucking cool again. And you could go and wait in your latte line, okay? But today we're talking to a guy named David Firth, and he makes animations that come from my wildest thoughts. I don't want to say dreams, because I really don't dream like this. If you haven't seen a David Firth animation, this guy's been around for a long time. I just heard of him. Again, a listener sent me a video, and he goes, Mike, this is what I imagined Negurta, the make-believe town that you've been embellishing, to look like. This is what I believe it to look like. And I go, whoa, this is pretty similar to the kind of vibe that I'm talking about when I talk about things like Negurta, or Hire a Scare, or It Used to Be, or these alternate universes of shadow people. This is what I'm talking about. And it's a weird thing, because there's other people out there that are picking up on this odd place. Now, I don't know who started it, and we're going to talk to David Firth and figure that out. But don't worry about it. We're going to base this in reality. We're going to see why. Okay, for those of you, maybe the Atlanta episodes, those 2 episodes where I was talking about all this, I don't think maybe I made myself clear enough. Maybe you thought that I had lost my mind and I was trolling you, or that I just went crazy. I want to know why there's so many people interested in this odd world and where it comes from. If you haven't seen his videos, maybe you want to pause the podcast and check out a few of them. You could go to fat-pie.com, fat-pie.com, or you could go to YouTube, just type in David Firth. I think he got famous from his original video called Salad Fingers. It's this weird green alien dude with long fingers, and he talks very, very, very proper, and his best friend is a stove. I don't know. I just started getting into this stuff, and it's exactly the kind of stuff that I think is, it's so good. And people respond to it. I want to know why people are responding to this shit that doesn't make any sense, and it almost seems easy. It's like, okay, you're just making a character in some random world do a bunch of random shit, but I think it's got a little bit more importance than that. I think it's representing something that's there that we're missing with our printing presses and our light bulbs. Okay, you industrial revolutionists, trampling all over the unknown with your robotic wants and pills of food. I have no idea. We're going to talk to this guy. Some say he's insane. Some say he suffers from a lot of crazy diseases, personality disorders, and that's why it comes out in his cartoons, these mad worlds, these crazy universes. You want me to play a little bit of it? I don't know if it's going to translate over to the podcast crowd, but maybe you'll be able to get the vibe. A lot of you might be at work. Maybe you're on the train right now. You're like, I can't access this salad fingers shit. What the fuck are you talking about? So I'll play it. This was, I guess, the first thing he made that went popular. Again, I don't know too much about this guy, but I'm interested to find out more. And it seems like before we even go on, our listeners know who this motherfucker is. They were very excited, almost like I got a celeb on. Again, I had never heard of him. I don't know where I was that I didn't hear this dude. You know what I mean? Because I was out and about. Maybe it was a thing that was more in the UK. Or maybe it was a thing that was more in high schools, and around the time this stuff came out, I was just doing a completely different thing. But I had never heard of this. So this is his little cartoon Salad Fingers. I'm not going to play the whole thing because, this is only 1 minute, 2 minutes. Really? Episode 1? All right, let's watch it, shall we? Here it is. Okay, so for those of you, you know what? I just want to help people out who are listening to the podcast version. It starts out, again, it almost looks like an alien being standing in a desert with a decrepit old dead tree. And he's got very long, thin, green bean-esque fingers. And green head, very thin. So that's kind of what you're looking at. It's a cartoon.
No. I like rusty spoons. I like to touch them. The feeling of rust against my salad fingers is almost orgasmic. I must find the perfect spoon.
Now he's walking into a really creepy looking shed, again, from the darkest points of my memories. He rang a doorbell. Now he's just brushing the side. Okay, so you got to watch this on your own. It's fucking creepy. And what I'm wondering, when I call him, we're going to call him in about 15 minutes. What I'm wondering is this comedy? Is it supposed to be comedy? Is it supposed to be funny? You've seen some stuff like this. Homestar Runner might have a little bit of that feel where they set you in a weird world with weird creatures. It has an earthly sense of humor to it almost. But it's a weird world. Everything's a little bit off. Homestar Runner, not a good thing. But there's stuff on Adult Swim has this kind of feel to it. And this was, when did this come out? This was 2007. This was uploaded. Or 2004, it was created. This one says uploaded in 2007. But so I don't know what came first. We're going to ask him all about it. He's coming up on the show. So we'll talk to him. Just setting you guys up for that. And if you have questions for him, like I said, a lot of our listeners, turns out they're big fans. I'm not reading the chat, so if you're yelling stuff, you got to call in. We have a phone number here, 773-800-2980. You could also Skype in. Our Skype name is Redbar Radio Show. And if you're watching live, make sure you're watching live at redbarradio.tv. Okay, that's it'll show you the phone number. It'll show you all the shit that you need to interact with the live show. We've got a live streaming HD webcam on me. You can see me in beautiful internet HD. I wouldn't say it's full 1080p or anything, but for the internet, pretty good camera feed. And then you get a chat room. All the buttons are there. It'll show you how to Skype in. It'll show you how to call in. If you have questions, you got to call in with them. I can't be looking at the chat. It distracts me. Half of you are talking about what you ate the other week and how faggoty people are. So I don't like to even look at my screen anymore. It really hurts my feelings. Anyway, got my shipment today. Where is it? I got more bulletproof coffee they sent me from Dave Asprey from the upgraded coffee people. This stuff is really, you know what? Today I gave it another try. I haven't done it. And this is the system where you use the organic coffee, you blend it up with MCT oil and grass-fed butter. Now, I haven't been doing the butter because I'm kind of starting to believe that I have a dairy intolerance as well. It makes me bloated. So I'm not doing the butter, but today I was feeling kind of bland, and about an hour ago, I made Dave Asprey's upgraded coffee. I brewed it up. And I just blended it with the MCT oil that he sells, which is basically concentrated coconut oil or something found in coconut oil that's been concentrated. It's not the same thing as coconut oil that you'll find for $5, okay? So don't start comparing it, okay? It's like comparing Whoppers to Big Macs. It's not the same shit. So I blended it up, and let me tell you something. Within about 10 minutes after drinking it, I did feel very sharp and on the ball. A nice, clean sharpness. Similar to Adderall without the jitters and craziness. It's very subtle sharpness, and it got my brain together, got my thoughts together, and it actually did improve my mood from being in a shitty mood. The only thing I'm going to warn you, if you have a sensitive stomach like myself, it feels a little icky. Now, if you got one of these champion stomachs and you never have these bloated gastral problems, you're going to be fine. Try it out. I still use it, but integrate it to your diet very slowly with the MCT oil and the grass-fed butter, because you really only need a little bit. I had half a cup with about a tablespoon of MCT oil in the whole thing, and I definitely felt a charge. I felt a focus. So they've given us a promo code. If you want to try this stuff out, you can go to yourupgradedself.com. This isn't a commercial, by the way. I know your other podcasts like Adam Carolla and Mark Maron and all this, they do commercials that sound like they're just talking about a product. They've ruined that for me. I want to let you know, they are not paying me to talk about their product. They've sent me over a free product to try, and I said if I like it, I'll talk about it. And you could keep sending it to me if I like it. Now, I like it. If I didn't like it, I'd say, fuck you, and I'd find another fucking company to get my coffee from. Okay? There's a billion of them. I do like what they're doing. I think this guy, Dave Asprey, has put in a lot of thought, more thought than your other companies. I don't think he's out to get rich. I think he's out to figure shit out. And he's constantly trying to figure out the best ways to make you feel good. I think, from what I've read. And what I know about their company, you could try it out for yourself. Yourupgradedself.com. And if you use offer code REDBAR, one word, REDBAR, you'll get 10% off your order. It doesn't work on the big kits or anything like that. They just want you to try the coffee, the 12-ounce bag, and the MCT oil. And if you like it, great. If you don't like it, big deal. Then you'll never use it again. It's still great coffee. Even if it doesn't do anything different than coffee, a great cup of coffee it makes, just as good as all the best coffees I've had. So you're not going to be wasting your money if you're a coffee drinker. And then if you want the recipe, it's on the Bring Back group, I believe. I should post that somewhere because it's tough to figure out online. People are like 500 milliliters, 18 grams of this. It's not that complicated. It's a very easy process. And again, we're not talking about something crazy here. We're talking about putting a little bit of oil in your coffee and making sure that the coffee is coming from a good place and not some unknown joint where they're throwing coffee in a bunch of manure and chemicals and serving it to you. Okay? Not a big deal. Try it out if you want to. Again, yourupgradedself.com, offer code REDBAR. Let's see what else. Ooh, got an email. What time is it? We're going to call David Firth. Don't worry, in about 10 minutes. Got an email. Listen to this one. This was a heartbreaker. I usually don't read the bad emails or the good ones, but this one was great, and I got no response. This is from a guy named Nicholas. Subject, piece of shit. To me, Mike at redbarradio.net. Just listen to the last episode, which will be my last. Had no idea you were a stealing piece of shit. Hold on. Don't worry. I want to read this again. Not that you didn't hear it the first time. I just really like it. Subject, piece of shit. I think you do have to read these twice. You can't just read it once and then move on. Just listen to the last episode, which will be my last. Had no idea you were a stealing piece of shit. This is an example of hate mail that I like. Straight to the point. It's not opinion. But what is he referring to? It left me very curious. I did write this man back with, what did I steal? As like a little black kid would say who knows he stole something. What did I steal? What did I steal? I don't know what I stole. Is he talking about, have I stolen somebody's material? Or what, is he talking about when I said I steal from stores like Target? I don't know what he's referring to. I want to know. Had no idea you were a stealing piece of shit. Okay. Yeah, a British black kid. And I'm going to steal. He pops in when all the white kids are singing and the white kids are singing happy birthday. Do not the white kids are all singing. There's one black kid and there may be like a Barney the dinosaur type character dancing. And they're like, and we all go to school and we all do our homework and we all do this stuff. Da-da-dun-dun-dun. And then the black kid pops in and he goes, and I'm here to steal. And they all look at him. And then the music comes back in, dun dun, and I'm going to stay because he's the black kid that nobody wanted in class. Okay. Anyway, you had to be there. If anyone knows what this guy is referring to, please call in. Again, sometimes I talk a lot of shit on the show and I don't even remember what I've said. I didn't know I was a stealing piece of shit. I mean, I guess I steal. But I'm not sure what he's referring to. I'd love to know. Somebody said, Kid Slick Rick. Okay, I don't know what that is. I can't read the fucking chat. Please call in and tell me if you kind of know what this guy's talking about. It's been bothering me. Again, I wrote him back. This came in on March 19th. It's today. What's the 21st? He didn't respond to me. So I want to know why I'm a stealing piece of shit. Not that I'm going to be on the defense. I'm not even mad or on the defense. I just want to make sure that he heard. You know what? I'm very curious. That's a good one. Let's see what's going on. Ooh, it's 420, everybody. Light some candles. Isn't that what they say? Let's see what else is going on before we get to David Firth. Oh, here's another email I got. And you can send in your emails if you want. $1,000 to Mike at redbarradio.net. Love getting your emails. I really do. And I'll read them on the show if I think that they pertain to something I'm talking about. This is from Mark. And the subject is Nicolas Cage mockery. I've been very distressed with, this is me talking, Mike. I've been very bothered by the behavior of the internet in general when they find a topic and they fucking beat it to death. And this Nicolas Cage thing was one thing that I just don't get. I do get it, though. However, I think that we're better than this. When I say we, I mean collectively, it's very tough to. Somebody really needs to go at this. You know, I feel like all the world's best psychologists are too old to understand what's really happening on the internet. I feel like nobody is really seeing the cause and effect of what's happening right now with social media and the connectivity and the immediate access to information. And the immediacy of everything and the porn and all this. Now, people are tackling it in different ways. We had that guy, Gary, what the fuck's his name? I forget. He did the thing, the porn addiction thing and what that does. But there's a lot of investigating to be done. And the youth, the younger kids, they find like a joke, okay? And they make what's called a meme out of it. You've seen these things on Facebook where it's a picture, some horrible font, with a joke, and it almost looks like they took a picture of the picture that they're doing and they've rasterized it and degraded its quality. Let's talk to Drap. Oh my God, it's what's his name? Dylan.
Hey Mike, I think I might be muted. It says I'm talking to you, but I cannot hear anything.
You can't hear anything. Good one. You know, you got to figure this out before you call in. It's a waste of everyone's time. I'm hanging up on you. If you're using Skype to call in, test it out on a friend. Test it out. I think Skype even has a feature where you could test to make sure your microphone's working and make sure you're hearing. Because I don't have time to sit there for 3 minutes with you and get all frustrated and lose track while you figure it out. But the Nicolas Cage thing, what they're doing, all of a sudden, a bunch of people started making fun of Nicolas Cage. I don't give a fuck either way, but I feel like it's a 7-month-old joke that none of you created and is not very funny, and it bothers me. I'm not sure why it bothers me. I can't pinpoint exactly why this Nicolas Cage mockery bothers me. I think it comes down to the attitude of you thinking you're so clever when you haven't done anything clever. So I've been bitching about it a lot on the show. I think it's lame. I don't think it's a good joke. I think it's repetitive. And I think it's the same as stealing Louis C.K.'s joke and doing it over and over again. It's not funny. I've even talked to adult women, and they mention something like, I'm in on the joke. They're like, I'm like, hey, let's watch a movie or something to a girl. And she'll be like, if it has Nicolas Cage in it, I'm in. And it's like, ugh, really? You think you're funny? You're not. Jumping on that bandwagon, Nicolas Cage? So somebody wrote me an email about it. Here it is. And this is from Mark, Nicolas Cage mockery. Listening to the last bit of your March 13th episode with Dana the Friendly Ghost Hunter, you mentioned how Anonymous and the 4chan creeps are shitty and lame. That's not what I said. I said they're a lot of them. Hold on a sec. I hate when all that stuff happens. It seems to stem from a lot of them. I'm not saying Anonymous. And by the way, isn't Anonymous like a good adult version of the 4chan people now? I like the ones that go after people that deserve it. So whoever those people are, bravo. The ones that just fuck around for no reason, again, they do the prank where it's like, hey, I beat up your mom. Ha, ha, ha. It was a joke. We got you. Not clever, not funny, and I'm not impressed. So he says, you talk about how they're picking on Nicolas Cage for no reason. I agree. There are lots of unfunny, not so clever people out there that latch onto dumb shit for no reason. However, I very often am amused by the goofy faces Nicolas Cage makes in movies. There are lots of sites out there that just have compilations of Nick Cage making silly faces or overreacting. I know I'm not an actor or a movie critic, just repeating what some guy said. I think most of the Nick Cage stuff comes from this 1988 movie, Vampire's Kiss. It's very silly stuff. I highly recommend it if you haven't seen it, because it's a very amusingly weird movie, kind of like a crazier American Psycho. That's it for me. Love the show. Hope it lasts forever. Thanks for taking the time to read this, Mark. I get it. Okay, so here's what should have been done. Dude, did you see this movie, Vampire's Kiss? Nicolas Cage is ridiculous. Done. Ha. Move the fuck on. It shouldn't be a 7-month thing where you're latching onto this joke is a way to communicate with other people because you got nothing of your own. You understand? You're using it as a way to talk to other people about something. Oh, Nicolas Cage. Is it really that fucking hilarious and that crazy that he made some weird faces in 1988 that you need to talk about it for 7 or 8 months? Get the fuck over it. It just shows how fucking not clever you are. It's just really, I can't pinpoint why it annoys the fuck out of me. I just feel it just epitomizes that 15-year-old dick spoiled attitude that a lot of the internet portrays. And I'm not trying to knock anyone specifically down. Like, don't get offended by it. You know, some of these people on the internet, they get so offended at the real life criticisms and then they double take it out. They go, oh, he's so stupid he doesn't get it. No, I get it. You don't get it. Trust me. Let's call David Firth, shall we? I'm calling him right now. Maybe he'll tell you what this Nicolas Cage. Should I just interview him about Nicolas Cage the whole time?
Hello?
David Firth.
Yeah?
Hey, it's Mike.
All right.
Oh my God, you sound like a little crazy thing that's living in the land of crazies.
Yeah, eating toast.
You're eating toast right now?
Yeah.
That's all going to break down to sugar in your body.
Is it?
Yeah, it's so bad for you. I can't believe it. I stopped eating toast. I really like toast. What kind of toast are you eating?
Got butter on it.
Yeah, that's not a kind of toast with butter on it.
Well, I found a loaf in the bread bin.
Yeah.
And kind of Italian-y a bit, I think.
Oniony?
Italian-y. Sort of
Italian-y.
Kind
of, okay. Well,
type bread.
Did you toast it?
It's kind of a heavy bread.
Yeah, I miss bread. I just stopped eating bread altogether.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Everyone else should just because you did.
Everything's got bread in it. I was on vacation in San Francisco in the United States, and everything has bread in it, man. You can't escape it. I really miss it.
Yeah, but I'm still going to eat it because it's pretty good. You should get back. You should start eating it again.
You know what? If you keep eating bread, you're going to look more and more like your Google imposter image.
Yeah. Oh, right, yeah. What? But he's like 20 years older than me. I won't look like that for 20 years. I bet he eats bread.
I know. I Googled your name the other day, and the first thing that comes up, like on the right side of Google, it has this like profile picture or like a headshot of some like douchebag looking dude. He looks like
No, he's a nice guy.
Oh, is he?
ages ago, because he's Professor David Firth at a university.
Oh, okay. So he's got this.
Ages ago, and he congratulated me on taking #1 spot for David Firth on Google. That was about 5 years ago.
Yeah, he almost looks like a mix between like Bill Gates and Bill Hicks.
Maybe. I think he's got. I thought he looked a little bit like Doug Stanhope, maybe. If he had glasses
maybe
on.
if Stanhope like nerded it up.
Yeah.
But it says David Firth, animator and all that, and if people don't go any further, they go, "Oh, this guy's a real dork." You know, all tucked in.
Get laid on Google.
I'm actually very excited to have you here today. We could totally be as relaxed as you want to be. This isn't one of these American radio interviews, by the way.
Is it? What country is it then?
Oh, no, we're in America. What I'm saying is maybe you've done some radio in the past. Have you ever done like morning radio or any of those call-in shows? You haven't?
I usually do whatever anyone suggests or anyone requests.
You don't or you do?
No, I do. I do whatever. So bit of everything, but it's usually something quite specific, like a filmmaking show or I don't know. I did a New Zealand one. I haven't really done much radio. I think they're usually podcasts or like local kind of Seattle college radio or something. So I don't know. You're
in London right now? That's where you live?
No, Leeds.
Leeds? What is Leeds? Isn't that a company that manufactures promotional products?
No, Leeds is a place in the north of England.
Oh, is it nice up there? What's the weather like right now?
Well, it's not ever nice, but it's kind of like cloudy. You know, it's dark right now, but it was -1 or about 0, -1 today, so it's quite cold.
My listeners, I didn't even know this.
That's Celsius, by the way.
Yeah, I don't understand. Why can't we just have one weather degree thing?
Well, ours is better because 0 is freezing and 100's boiling. I mean, that's pretty good, right?
Yeah, that seems like on a scale from 0 to 100, that seems normal. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, whereas yours is like, it's -95 today, and it's...
No, it's never -95. It can get to -20. I've been in that weather.
Yeah?
What weather is it in your animations?
It's usually quite dull. I don't really like sunny days in animation, unless it's quite sarcastic. Like there's a really nice part. But generally, I usually go for the weather is around here. It's cloudy, dull, cold.
I sent you an email a couple weeks ago. Mm-hmm. Somebody had sent me one of your videos, the Sock 5 3 Skins Without Men video.
Oh, yeah.
And listen, I had never... You went right under my radar. Like, I had never heard of you before.
Good.
And I saw this video, and it represented everything that I was kind of talking about over the last couple of months on the show. And I know that's a weird thing to try to translate to you. Because our show, we kind of just talk about everything. We're based in reality. It's not a total goof. But sometimes I get real out of it, and I start talking about weird shit that I'm just imagining. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And it loses half our audience, and then the other half loves it and encourages it. And basically, the way I can describe it to you is it's basically like if somebody just sat there and brainstormed one of your animations, you know, like in a writer's room. Like, what could we add to it? But everyone's smoking weed, and we're doing it out of fun. Mm. So we came up with this place called Nagurda, okay? Yeah. And in Nagurda, it's kind of like the opening scene in the Sock 5 3 Skins Without Men.
Yeah.
It's got that weird feel where, okay, this looks like Earth, but something's a little off.
Yeah.
And after I watch yours, I go, holy shit, that's exactly the vibe that I'm feeling when I start blabbering about these worlds or these, I call them alternate universes almost. Are
we on the air yet?
What did you just say?
Are we on the air?
Yeah, we're on the air.
Oh, because I thought you were just introducing like yourself.
Oh, no. Why?
Have we been on the air all the time?
Yeah, of course.
Damn.
Oh, you thought I was like the phone screener? Just
yeah,
filling you in? Oh, my God, no. Yeah, we're on. Why? You didn't think that was professional enough?
Oh, no, I thought it was very professional. It's just, yeah.
We're not professional. Oh my God, I'm so sorry that I didn't. Yeah, I guess if you would call a guest, you're going to be like, yeah, we're going to be on in 5 minutes.
Yeah, usually when I'm doing an interview, they say, okay, we're going to record it now, and they go, hey, it's David Firth here.
So you thought I was just prepping you with some bullshit, like wasting your time?
So, when are we going to get to the interview?
No, this is the interview.
I don't want to be interviewed.
No, we're just talking.
Yeah, we're just chatting.
Yeah,
we're just back to what you were saying.
Okay,
I kind of assumed we might have been, but
Okay, yeah. That's funny. I'm
still eating my toast. That's the thing. I'm eating toast right now.
Yeah, I know. Very unprofessional, man. You're ruining the interview.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I sent you this email. I explained it to you, and then I posted your video in our group on Facebook, and the listeners went nuts. They go, "Oh my God, David Firth on the show would be amazing." And I go, "You know who this guy is?" And then they started posting all your videos, and it really, they were really excited. And it blows my mind how I just missed all this stuff. I don't know where I was.
Well, I mean, you only get it if you get past the link. I don't really mark it. Like, I don't put
Sure.
my anywhere.
Yeah, I guess maybe it wasn't the crowd of people that I was interacting with on the internet at the time.
I don't think my fans really hang around in a crowd. They sort of hang around on their own.
Yeah.
Observing the crowd.
Yeah, I mean,
place to strike.
It's just weird that it's weird that so many people knew about it, and I had really never heard of it or had seen it in passing even. That's not to knock you. I do the same thing. I don't market our show. If you like it, great. Tell a friend. We don't try to get people to like it. I'm surprised if people do. But I saw it, and I really liked the vibe it was sending. It's not quite comedy. It's not quite horror. It's just the shit. It's a very honest cartoon that looks like it comes straight from your brain, and it almost reminds me of how you would put together a dream. If that makes any sense.
That was what it was based on. It's based on my dreams.
Really?
The idea was to try and make it seem like a dream.
Yeah, because
linear sort of continuity with most things. I mean, most of my stuff is kind of dreamy, but most of it makes more sense than that. But that was, it was specifically trying to recreate that feeling of a dream where it jumps from one thing to another, and you don't know why.
When I was in the shower about an hour ago, that's what I was thinking of. I go, it's not like you sat down and you're like, how can I make something? It was like, it totally came in this way that we all know is there, but we don't use, if that makes sense. And I feel like when I see stuff like the stuff you make, it brings back an odd feeling of something that I know about. But I can't put my finger on it. It's like, oh, I've been there. I know what he's talking about. However, I don't know where it's from, and I definitely haven't seen it before in the mainstream. And there's very few people who are actually putting it on paper or putting it in film. We've got a couple of these disjointed things that you see on Adult Swim now and on the internet, but your stuff really looks like an odd memory that is inside of us that we can't really explain yet. And so I wanted to talk to you about that aspect of it. Where do they come from?
Well, exactly that, really. I mean, dreams, just nostalgic feelings, just thoughts. But I think, I listen to a lot of ambient music, and I like Aphex Twin. And I always thought when I listened to Aphex Twin that it brought some nostalgia to me, even though I'd never heard the song before.
So what?
I'd heard the melodies before, but I still felt nostalgic, and I guess that was an influence, really.
Where is that nostalgia coming from, though? Because it's not like this is what it was like at Grandma's house when we were 3. You know what I mean? It's a nostalgia from almost like a past life type of thing.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I don't. The way of disjointing it from reality is the fact that I don't put anything recognizable in there, but nothing's too unrecognizable either.
Yeah.
So I put like a brand in there, and I won't put a current song or a current internet sensation or a celebrity, and avoid all pop culture.
Yes.
When you take the pop culture away, it kind of makes you feel like you're in. It's like it still feels like it's on Earth, but it's like a country maybe that's remote from that. Maybe something like North Korea, where they don't have access to all this pop culture, and it makes it a bit more surreal. And
you know what? And you respect the subtlety of it. You don't go over the top. You don't give it any more than it needs to have. It's the same thing with this Nagurta idea. when listeners start chiming in and giving their little ideas about what happens in Nagurda, sometimes people go too far because it could be very easy to come up with concepts. It's almost like you have to respect the oddity and don't go too far with it. Be very subtle and polite with its world.
Well, yeah, I mean, I've been doing cartoons for ages, and I have been out too far on a few occasions, and I've realised that anyone can think of something really extreme.
Yeah.
You've got to kind of think of the subtleties in between.
Yeah, exactly. And Salad Fingers represents those subtleties almost perfectly. And it gives you that vibe, the music that ambient, just the sound of the universe that he lives in, and the way that he speaks. It provides that eeriness that is so irresistible to a lot of people.
Yes.
And I wonder what drives you to go, I want this, I love this feel, because I love it too. And a lot of people seem to respond to it, but it's so weird.
Well, I don't really know. Where it comes from. It's just the way I make them. I can't describe it. I can't even make something and pretend it's not me, because someone always knows it's me.
Sure.
If I out of someone else's name on the internet, there's always someone straight away that says, "Oh, that looks like something he's done." So I can. So I don't know. I think it's just the way that's the way I come up with stuff. I can't really describe how it turns out. I know. Like that. It usually does.
Now, do people say stuff to you like, "Wow, man, I don't know where you think of this stuff, man. You're insane."
All the time, every day.
So, but do you
in real life, just on the internet?
Yeah. Do you feel like you're a normal dude, though?
Yeah, pretty much.
Like you don't have, when you go to sleep, are you seeing these things, or are you just, when you say that you kind of were inspired by dreams, I don't think you're dreaming of Salad Fingers.
No, but I'm dreaming of the weird situations.
Sure.
And for example, I'll dream a lot of woods and people chasing me in woods, and I dream about the end of the world quite a bit, being killed, just all these different things. A lot of my dreams are banal and boring, like everyone else's. Like just someone in the wrong place.
But you seem to definitely capture the essence of a dream, like the feeling of it, and maybe that's what people are responding to, because they're like, okay, we're familiar with this because this is how we dream.
Well, maybe. Or maybe it's just that you only get that kind of... Maybe it's not that it's like a dream, it's just dreams are the only thing that are weird. I mean, because most sort of films make sense.
Yeah.
Because otherwise they wouldn't get funded if they didn't. And I guess apart from David Lynch films...
Sure.
Most films do make sense, and most
those
TV
films feel like David Lynch is very similar to what you're doing, though.
It's a big influence, definitely.
Yeah, we were just talking about that too last week. How his films are very reminiscent of the way a dream would go, rather than a film. It seems to make sense, and then all of a sudden it just gets a little warped. Things are a little out of order. When did you start doing these?
Well, I did Salad Fingers in 2004, and that was the first sort of big thing, the first thing that got popular. But before that, I was doing it since I was like 13. But
sure.
I mean, most of that time was just working out how to animate and how to put audio to it. And
yeah.
So it all gradually built up until I could finally do something, and I guess that was Salad Fingers.
Was it a doodle? Like, were you doodling these types of characters and writing dialogue underneath, or... Did you have a plan? I want to create, when I watched Salad Fingers episode 1, it's like, how would you go about writing that? I was thinking about, like, if you tried to pitch that to somebody, like, let's say, not even at a network or anything, but if you're trying to, like, okay, I'm going to write it, my friend's going to animate it, how would you show him that script? How would you even... So that's what I like about it. It's that you developed it and put it down and made it something that you could share with people.
Yeah, well, I mean, my friend called me Salad Fingers one day.
Okay.
And he's called Christian, and he comes up with the ideas for Salad Fingers for me. And with me. We both come up with them together. And he called me Salad Fingers, and then I said a bit later, I wanted to make a cartoon called Salad Fingers. Let's discuss what happens. And this was just over the internet. And he just said, that he should like metal. He should like touching metal.
He should like touching metal.
That was it. And I just went and made that one. And then, showed him it and he really liked it, put it on the internet. And then we had like a few sessions where we'd just sit and come up with ideas with this silly voice. We'd just be like, I like to touch it,
Yeah.
And we'd thought, in this one session, we thought, he should go into the woods and find this little kid, or he should step on a bear trap, or, he should have his radio. All these ideas came out pretty early.
I really love it, and there's a genuineness about yours. I've seen people do this kind of stuff on the internet, where they're trying to be random, for a lack of a better word for that, and it doesn't come across as genuine as your stuff does. You definitely provide the vibe, and what I want to... Are you going for comedy, or are you going for chilling?
Well, I mean, the ideas are always funny to us when we come up with them. Well, that's Salad Fingers, really, but there's all different... I do all different cartoons. Some of them I do focus on the comedy, and some of them I try and make them satirical, and some of them it's pure atmosphere, but I always try and put something comedic in there. But I don't... If the focus is on comedy, and there isn't... The jokes don't all work, then it's a failure, really. So if when I get to the point of animating, I add an atmosphere and I add something more deep, then whether the jokes, you're interested in the jokes or the atmosphere, there's something for there's more than one level, really.
Yeah. No, that's how I think about my show too. It's like I don't try to go out to do straight comedy, because then you're setting yourself up to fail. You know what I mean? Like if it's not, I like to just kind of go where I want to go. And if it's going to be funny, it's going to be funny. If it's going to be weird, it's going to be weird. If it's going to be serious, we'll let it go down the path of whatever the passion is for that day.
It's like the opposite to something like stand-up comedy, where if you're not funny, if you're not making people laugh, then you've failed. So unless you're preaching and then you've got some message, then that often helps. But usually that's one of those things where it has to be funny.
Sure.
Whereas a show can be, if you make a cartoon, you might not even put anything in it. It might not be any content. It might just be really visually entertaining, and that's enough for some people. But if I try and fill all the little holes, the atmosphere, the funny, the interesting, the strange, then there's more likely that it's going to appeal to a wider audience without seeming mainstream at the same time.
No, I think so. Do you do this full time now?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is your full-time job. When did it become your... I always like to ask people when these things became their full-time job.
2005.
Okay, and did that change the way you looked at the world, kind of?
Well, I was at university and I was doing an animation course, and I was getting annoyed, really, because I wanted to be at home animating instead of university learning to animate, and I just thought, it wasn't a very advanced course. It was almost like a beginner's animation at that stage, and I felt like I'm way ahead at the moment. Even though it's probably going to get more technical, I'd rather go home and learn myself and make money from it rather than spending money on these student loans and stuff. So I did that and never looked back.
And was it how were you able to afford to live while you were creating this stuff?
It was that point where I'd started making some money off T-shirts. I put some T-shirts out, and I'd finally got the check through, because they were taking a long time to send me the check.
And what were the T-shirts of? Just like of the characters from the animations?
Yeah, it was just a website where you can upload your own images. It wasn't like anything too professional, but people were buying them, and that funded me. Yeah,
no, that's how we switched over from me having to have a job and not. It was basically you made your money off T-shirts. People want to, and it's crazy to me watching all the talent on the internet and watching them not do something like that, and then still complaining about their day job. Because you really imagine having to go and work. Did you work somewhere before all this happened? Did you ever have to go into that full-time job?
No, never a full-time job. I used to work in a warehouse when I was younger. Actually, when I was working in this warehouse when I was younger, I devised a plan to never ever work in a job like this again. I thought, there's no way I'm ever doing this again.
Yeah, that's how I felt. And you see it. You've seen these people on TV working full-time jobs. It's crazy.
I couldn't understand. They were always offering me extra hours, and I was just thinking, mad. I'm not coming in anymore. This is terrible. I do like 2 days a week, and it's awful.
I think it lends, when you don't have to work for anybody and you could actually do what you love, I think it does open your mind to some real different shit than what most people are thinking of during the day. And those are the kind of things I want to know from other people like you who are sitting at home and nobody's telling you what to make, right? It's just you. You're your own boss.
Well, at the moment I'm doing something, I'm doing a pilot, and there are other people involved.
Okay.
It's my idea. But,
sure.
There's animators going to help me, and there's a producer.
When did that start?
What's that?
When did that all start?
A long time ago. It started in 2011. I've been writing it ever since, but now I'm finally making the pilot.
So you have some deadlines now and stuff.
No, there's no deadline.
Oh, okay.
So I'm going to put the pilot on the internet and say, look, this is what you can have. Or some way of making money off this.
Yeah.
Do you want to see 15 or 20 more of these? Then, give us some money.
So, that's what worries me. I'm at a point now where I feel like I could never work with anyone or have a boss. And I'm wondering if there is a way to branch out and work with other people without it stifling that idea of not having a boss. So you said that you're just making exactly what you want. If they don't like it, they could go fuck themselves.
Yeah, that is. I mean, the ideas did. I came up with all the ideas, and then I kept on speaking with this producer, and we said, should we go here or should we take it this direction? But his input was good, and it wasn't restricting me. He was just sort of saying, maybe bring this character in more. And I'm like, yeah, that sounds good. And I'm really happy with the way it's gone, because it works as a story, and at the same time, it's completely unfiltered, as in my weirdness and.
And you don't think just the idea of it being a bigger thing isn't putting any weird pressure on you that's making you uneasy about it?
No, not really. I've written a lot of it, and the idea is it's ongoing. And if I made all of it, then it's probably about the length of a film, quite a long film. But the episodes are going to be about 10 minutes long, and I just think I can keep doing them. It doesn't have to end. I mean, it's like, Breaking Bad or something. They could have done that in one series.
Sure.
Or, but it's 5 and it's still entertaining and it can keep going, but now it has to end. But this is something that can keep going, but eventually will have to end because it's breaking down to a deadline, as in breaking down to a sort of pinnacle of the story. But it can keep going, but it can not keep going. So it doesn't. It's not like something where you're going to be hanging on the edge of your seat waiting for what.
Sure. It could be like just more of a casual episode by episode type of thing.
Yeah, but there is a running theme and it does keep progressing.
Okay.
But, it doesn't. It's not like the story's going to be incomplete.
Yeah, because people are they're watching it because they want to see where your brain takes them next. Kind of thing. It's not about really what's happening in the story. It's more about I want to see more stuff that he can create.
Yeah, eventually they will want to get to the point that it's been building up to, but...
Sure. Do any of these have a point, or do you go into them with no point? Just, I want to show them stuff.
Well, it's about the end of the world, so I guess the world has to either end or not end.
Uh-huh.
But it'll definitely build up to either whether it ends or it doesn't end.
Do you feel like nowadays, early on when I started doing this, I was doing more of the production side than I was the creative. And now I feel like I'm focusing more on the creative than the production. Where are you at with that? Do you feel like it's half and half, or
I have days that sometimes if I've done all the creativity, if I've put all the creative input in, and I can just sit back and just wade through the technical stuff, and that's fine. But generally along the way, I like to add more and more. I'm really a big fan of learning sort of software and techniques.
Yeah.
Like that.
That's how I got it. I was a fan of just playing around with microphones and all this shit. That's kind of how I got into this. I wasn't even a fan of talk radio. I just wanted to play around with equipment, and that led me into this.
Yeah, that was the same with animation.
Really?
But now it's I spend a lot of time writing, and the writing is the best bit, really, because it's making something new when it doesn't take forever, as in the animation takes forever to do.
Now I got, like I said, I didn't know too much about you, so I reached out to the fans in our Facebook group, and one guy messaged me, and he said that some people have accused you of being just a nut, crazy,
a nut,
just completely out of his mind.
Yeah, I guess.
I mean,
we'll think that.
Well, what's going? I mean, you don't sound crazy to me. You sound like a guy who's got a pretty good grasp on what he's doing, and you seem to be productive, and you're churning out things. You're not starting projects and abandoning them. You've been consistently doing it for what? How many years? I mean, that's crazy. People aren't consistent with things. They don't start things and finish them. So what are they saying about you that you're crazy? Is it just they don't understand your humor or your storylines or?
Well, I mean, Ted Bundy didn't sound crazy, did he?
I don't know. I mean, I never talked to him. But
no, he sounded on the ball.
Well, the Unabomber. Let's talk the Unabomber.
Headlines.
The Unabomber sounds pretty right on. I don't know if you've read his manifesto.
Well, I mean, Osama bin Laden. He had a plan and he did it. But no, it's nothing to do.
Are you comparing yourself to Ted Bundy and Osama bin Laden?
Hitler. He got it all done.
Sure.
No, I'm but craziness is I'm stable, if that's what you're asking.
Sure. I mean, have you done anything crazy?
No, I don't think so. I've made some crazy cartoons.
That's about it, though. So you haven't attacked anybody. You haven't gone into it.
Never killed anyone. Never even nearly killed anyone.
Do you ever feel like you're too crazy to fit in? I mean, sometimes I listen back to the shows that I do and I go, I'm not even a part of this world anymore.
Yeah, that's generally why the more isolated I am from people, I guess the better.
The better.
My work gets, but that's not too fun to be isolated all the time. But at the moment, I'm pretty isolated.
Yeah, no, that's how I live too. I basically sit in my house all day, and then the only time I get to see people is when I go out and do these Redbar events or something like that.
I don't do events really, but I do go to cafes and stuff. So I guess that's sort of semi-normal.
Why do you isolate yourself?
Because this work requires everything. I mean, if I was just writing it, then I'd be able to write casually and then hang out casually with people. But I mean, I'm writing, doing the audio, doing the editing, doing the color, doing the everything. So it's around the clock, the job. I mean, I'm just focused on getting it done at the moment. So I'm sort of disappeared from the rest of the world.
What do you do, besides the work that you do? What do you do when you want to have fun?
I guess everything I do is kind of creative. So even when I'm having fun, it's making music or I like kind of exploring places. And I went traveling to America, and that was fun. But I was writing along the way. I was doing a lot of writing while I was there.
Do you do drugs?
No.
You don't?
No.
None?
No, I wouldn't get anything done if I did.
I mean, I don't mean do as in you're addicted to them. I mean, you haven't experimented with any psychedelics or anything like that?
I have psychedelics. Obviously, I've smoked weed like everyone has. I don't, though. Haven't for a long time. I did ecstasy once, and I didn't like it. And that's it. You
haven't tried acid or mushrooms or anything?
Never.
Really?
Never tried it. I've been with people that have tried it. I've been offered every drug there is.
Yeah.
I've usually turned them down.
How come you've turned it down?
Because I don't want to mess with, when I speak to people and tell them how I feel, people say it sounds like you are on something.
That's not what I was I wasn't going towards that. I was going towards I think a guy like you would really appreciate what some of these drugs would do. I just tried psychedelics for the first time this year.
I'm the sort of person that feels like, a cup of coffee to me feels like cocaine.
Oh, really?
I'm really sensitive to everything.
We were born in the same month in the same year, me and you.
Boy?
Yeah, January 1983, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's me. I was born on the 14th.
It was a good time to be born.
I hope so. Maybe that has something to do with our similar way of thinking about these weird places.
Maybe it was all the radiation from the Cold War.
It could have been something, man. I want to keep looking into it, and I'm just really interested in where these ideas come from. Again, you've kind of said the same things that I was thinking, where the feelings are kind of like dreams, or the vibe of it is kind of like a dream. But I think there could be, or I like to play with the idea that maybe they're coming. These odd little worlds are coming from some weird paranormal memories. You know what I mean? Like, I want to play in that park a little bit. Do you believe in any of that weird shit? Or do you keep things pretty realistic?
Yeah, pretty realistic, really. I don't really think about where it comes from. I could probably spend too much time thinking about that, and maybe I'd lose track of what I was doing.
I would love to see you.
Stopped coming up with ideas. I'll think, oh, where did they come from? And maybe I'll do some research into.
I think you need to release a video of you boarded up in an old house doing acid all night.
Yeah, well, take away the acid, and that's pretty much my life anyway. So. But it's the house isn't boarded up, but I'm generally staying in it, so it might as well be.
I fear your videos. I can't wait to watch more of them. I've only seen a couple of them. I haven't even had time to catch up, but I am a fan now. I'm going to keep watching your shit. Where can people see your stuff if they haven't seen it?
You can search for Fat Pie or search for Salad Fingers, and then you can usually find a path to the other ones from there. YouTube, though, because there's a playlist now where you can watch all my videos.
So you prefer, it's easier for them to just go to YouTube, type in David Firth or Fat Pie.
Yeah, absolutely, because these days most of my cartoons are made in Flash, and on my website they're in Flash, and that doesn't work with Apple's products too well. So,
you mind if we take a call from a listener?
All right, I can see there's a number come up. Yeah, take a call.
All right, hey, you're on the phone with David Firth.
Hello.
Hey, Mike.
Hey there.
David.
Hey.
This is kind of a weird question for David here. I know it's a little weird, but I was wondering if he still dreams like in salad finger animation anymore.
I never dream in animation. Sometimes, one time I did lucid dream, and I could control it, but it was really hard to control the dream. But that kind of looked a little bit like the first Half-Life. That's those sort of graphics. But apart from that, I usually dream in sort of quite human-looking stuff. I never dreamed the guy, Salad Fingers, the actual green man.
When did you start lucid dreaming?
It was just a couple of times I tried it, and most of the time I just forget that I'm in control and just lose it. But
wait, you went out to do it on purpose, though?
Yeah, no, I did. I definitely decided to, and I tried it, and it was like I was really trying as hard as I could in the dream, and everything was just moving really slowly, like a 3D video of Half-Life rendering.
Yeah, I got there once. I was able to do it once. I talked about it. I was never able to get there again, but I wasn't trying. I kind of just fell into it. What are some of the things you can do to get to make yourself lucid dream?
I just have to decide beforehand that you're going to do it. You just have to make a, decision.
It was easy as that? You're just like, tonight I'm going to lucid dream.
Yeah, I know. It was around that time. It wasn't just that specific night. It was around that time I was thinking about it a lot.
So just think about it during the day and stuff like that, and then it'll start happening.
If you think about stuff during the day anyway, you're more likely to dream about that stuff.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, and like once you're dreaming, like you're supposed to like realize that you are dreaming. Like my name's Tanner, so like when I go to bed, I'm like, okay, Tanner, you're gonna dream tonight when you're dreaming too. So it's like you wake up in the dream and you can like control shit and stuff like that.
Yeah, for me it just felt like a daydream though. It felt like I could have woken up whenever I wanted, but I knew I couldn't because the dream was started taking over.
Anything else, sir?
No, thank you so much.
Yeah, I made his dream come true. You should see these guys were going nuts. They couldn't believe.
Cheers.
A lot of them said this brings back a lot of nostalgia for them. They were watching these videos when they were younger, and now they're more adult. They mentioned that it was in the same vein of like Homestar Runner type of thing, where it was real big on the internet. Do you know those dudes? Do you know any of the other big animators out there? Not you, dude.
For me,
fuck what you know.
I talked to a few animators on the internet, but generally I don't. A lot of them are in America. I know of the work. I watch it and sometimes tweet to these different animators, but don't really know them in real life.
Let's talk to Connor. Connor, you're on the phone.
Oh, hey.
Hey, Connor.
Hello.
This is a little bizarre because I've been listening to Redbar for about, I don't know, since about August last year. And I've been following David's Firth stuff for years, since I was probably 11 years old.
Wow.
And I'm all in a fluster right now because it's been so long, and it's kind of weird that it's all coming together.
You a gay? Are you a gay guy?
No.
Okay.
Sorry.
Glad we got that out of the way.
I'm sorry. Yeah. But I. David's the first person to introduce me to Aphex Twin when I first watched his Girl Boy song music video.
Okay.
And that completely changed my outlook on music. That was right around that 13 to 15, and it completely changed the way I saw music.
Hello.
And,
hold on, Jorik. We're doing one at a time. Go on, Connor.
And yeah, like I I'm sorry.
Are you a mentally retarded guy? Are you a retarded guy?
No, I'm just way too excited.
Oh, you're excited. I know. I'm just giving you a
David Firth.
I know what you mean. I remember the first person that introduced me to Aphex Twin, and that was just it didn't hit straight away. It was just because I'd probably heard the wrong song, but it was mainly the music videos that got me.
Yeah, exactly. Like
I'm gonna have to check this out now.
Yeah.
Oh, you have to watch the Rubber Johnny music video.
Yeah.
Rubber Johnny?
Rubber Johnny.
All right, I'm going to do that. We'll do that during the break.
Window Licker as well. That's a good one. But then his best songs, that's the thing. His best songs aren't music videos. It's just the music videos are really scary, and a lot of his songs are really beautiful. So it's an interesting collision.
Yeah.
Jorik, let's go to you. What's up, man?
Hello. I'm just calling in because I'm a real big fan about the Salad Fingers animation, and I'm wondering what was your inspiration for that?
It was, I don't know, I was just making videos for Newgrounds and I needed something short. I was used to making really long videos and I needed something short. So I took Salad Fingers, the idea from that my friend said. He just said, I have salad fingers. And we discussed it a little bit and I thought I'm going to make it really short so I can do it in a couple of days. And that was it. I just went by, I was just playing by ear. I was just making it up as I was going along. And I don't know how it all came about. I can't even think. It seems just a cloudy memory.
Is that good enough for you, Jorik?
It's Yorick.
Yorick. Yeah, I'm sorry.
There was no major influence. But I was watching The Simpsons at the time.
What is this stuff that you're working on right now, David? Is there anything new that you want people to see or stuff that's coming out?
But I was working on it just about 5 minutes before I did this, and I'm going to continue all night. It's going to be about the end of the world. It's a series. It's going to be ongoing. It can be 20 episodes or 24, or maybe we could do it in 10. But it's it's about a town that's approaching the end of the world, and a few different characters in the town.
And this is all new stuff that nobody's ever seen?
Yeah, there'll be a couple of old faces, but 90% of it, 95% of it is new characters. But couple of old faces.
Sort of in the same world as Fatboy, like the Fatboy cartoons?
No, it's more. It almost feels like this is a progression of that, but then the characters are different. But that sort of thing where it's a town, but it's very different. But there are a few parallels.
Well, I'm excited to see. Seriously, I want to start watching all this stuff, and I do want to get fucked up and watch all this stuff and see what happens to me when I'm alone on one of these tour stops in a weird house and getting myself all freaked out on weird acid-like substances and watching your shit to see if it awakens the shadow people. David Firth, you can check him out at fatpie.com. Thanks for taking some time and coming on today, man. It was really cool.
That's all right. It's good. I enjoyed it.
And we'll see you in London when we do our bombing there next year.
Yeah, well, that's... I don't generally go to London, but yeah, I might do.
You'll see us.
Will I? I'll just look out my door, will I, and see 250 miles to London?
No, you'll just see the effects of what we do. It's going to be wild.
See it in the sky, will I?
You'll see it in the sky. David, thanks for being here, man.
Yeah, no worries. Thanks for having me.
We're going to go to break. I'm going to play this Rubber Johnny song. And again, I have to fucking piss. This new detox is making me go crazy. I've had to pee every 20 minutes, and I can't concentrate on anything else besides urine. This is that Rubber Johnny song by Aphex Twins. Let's hear it.
Yeah.
Now, how are you feeling?
We'll be right back.
You feeling okay? You feel well? Can I get you something? Do you want a glass of water?
Just the right thing.
We're not really getting anywhere, are we, at the moment? Are you seeing something? Is there something you see over there?
Okay, I'm going to go pee. We'll be right back.
What's this about Mama? Is this your mother?
Lala. Lala.
What's the matter? Do you want Mama to come in? Don't breathe like that. It'll make you feel really strange. I'm with you. Nothing's going to happen to you. Just calm down now. Just try to relax. Try and keep calm. Don't tense up. Just relax. You're getting a bit stressed out at the moment. Would you mind if I gave you an injection or something like that to make you calm? Should we try doing that? It won't hurt you at all. Just like a little bee sting. And then you'll be calm.
With any music yet? Oh my god, some of the visuals on this thing fucking bizarre as shit. Wow. It's like an alien in a wheelchair. Oh my god. I can't watch any of this. I don't know how this guy doesn't do fucking drugs with all this madness. Okay. Showtime.
Back in 2003, before this podcasting thing, there was this guy named Mike D, and he created this show. It's the Redbar Radio Show.
That was, just got back. God, the fucking peeing really hasn't stopped today. It's almost every half hour. It's like it just fucking hits you. And you have to pee. I think that's another one of the side effects from quitting smoking and changing your diet. They say you got to pee a lot. And weird things have been happening. I guess I'll just give you the quitting smoking update real quick. Because a lot of people didn't think that would work. It really has not been a thing, which is kind of worrying me. It's worrying me how much of not a thing it's become. Again, smoking was a huge part of my life, both in an addictive way and both in an enjoying way. I loved it, loved everything about it, and there was not a second where I wasn't involving myself in having a smoke or putting one out or refilling a Zippo or something like that. And to just up and quit without thinking about it, again, really, very bizarre to me. I thought this would be a very tough struggle where I would be going crazy. I'd be cold sweats. I thought it was going to be one of the hardest things that I've ever done. And the fact that it's so easy is troubling to me. It's starting to bother me because I wonder, maybe my body just hasn't realized that I've quit. However, the one thing that I was really concerned was mood. I thought I was going to be in a really shitty fucking mood the whole time. I don't think I have been. Although I do know that when I'm pushed, if something's starting to egg me on, I'll go from 0 to 60 very quickly. So that's it, though, and it almost feels like the worst of it has ended. And today I woke up, a little update. Things are going very slow, but I do think I feel a little bit better today. There was more of a clarity to my skin. Not so much literally, but there is like this look. I feel like when I looked in the mirror, I looked back at a healthier person today. And a more awake person. I don't feel as fuzzy and foggy. And like I said, waking up a lot easier to get right into the day, a lot easier to start being productive without yawning and dragging until my body wakes up. It just seems like you're kind of ready to go. So those are the things that I've noticed so far with the juicing. I'm still doing that every day, by the way. I haven't really given a ton of updates, but yeah, every day I'm doing that huge green juice with more shit in it than most people are doing, and with legit ingredients too. I have gone the completely organic route just to be safe, and it's expensive, man. I'm spending on groceries every 7 days. It costs about $130. I can't seem, but Whole Foods really is a fucking ripoff. That place, they're way too high, man. Those prices. It's a shame because you really can't get the same stuff at other places. It's really swaggy at other places. So I can't wait till the summer. Living in a city, they've got those farmers markets all over the place, like every fucking week. So I could just take my motorcycle. What I want to do is get one of those big camping backpacks, the giant ones, where you could really like hold a ton of stuff on your back. It's got the supports and everything. I want to get one of those, throw that on, go to the farmers markets, spend half the money, I'm hoping, get fresh, beautiful fresh stuff once a week. And that'll give me something to do, too. I really don't have any hobbies. I don't get to go out much, especially here in the winter. I'm looking for shit to do. But I will say this. Here's just a quick update. The juicing led to a very healthy way of thinking and doing things. It led to exercising. It led to quit smoking. It led to eating right. It's very weird how it infects. It's like a gateway to all that. It really was. I didn't think I would do anything. When I first went into this, I go, I'm just going to drink the juice as a supplement to whatever I'm doing now. I wasn't going to change shit around that. And it was only like a week, 2 weeks where everything else started to make more sense. So I am doing that every day. The only days I've missed are the days I've been on tour. It's almost impossible. Even we've tried going to a juice bar in San Francisco, and they made a fucking disgusting, putrid juice. And I really believe the only reason they did that was to kind of be cool, if that makes sense. So I'm wondering how many of these places where you can buy the juice, where they have it's a juice bar where they're juicing vegetables. I wonder how many of these places have horrible recipes. They had about 5 different recipes. I chose the one with the most shit in it. It literally, I couldn't take 2 sips of it. And the guy that was with me, a listener named Matt Stoll, who came and stayed at the house, great guy, he got a different one too. I tasted his. It was literally it was worse than what I assumed drinking diarrhea would be. We couldn't finish. We couldn't take one more sip after the first sip. We had to throw it away. And this place was a highly rated juice bar. And we picked, like I said, they only had 5 recipes. I just ordered, I go, which one's the popular? She said, this one. I ordered it. Really, it was undrinkable. And then I'm thinking, maybe this is what people think who haven't juiced themselves. Do they think it's supposed to be like this? Or are these fucking hipsters in San Francisco making it disgusting because they think, it works better? I mean, they had shit like algae and bee pollen in it. It's like, what are you doing? It's no better. Why make it disgusting when it doesn't have to be at all? The shit that I make at home tastes delicious. Okay? So God knows how many people have been scared away by drinking disgusting versions of juiced vegetables. God only knows, because these hipsters and these pseudo health nuts want to pretend that they're so much stronger and better than you. And that's what it is. You see them, the people in San Francisco, or these hipster type of people who claim to be into health. These people on the far right who have totally ruined the idea of being healthy. They've ruined the idea of juicing and these different ideas. They've taken them and shit all over them because they don't want to. They're not doing it for their health, because these are the same people who eat fucking horrible all day and smoke and drink fucking $1 PBRs, 17 of them a night, and then they'll juice in the morning. They're only doing it because it tastes disgusting, and it's another way to one-up you. They don't have anything. They haven't accomplished anything. So they got to constantly remind you that they're doing something better than you, but it's always some bullshit thing. Okay? Whether it's a way that they'll correct you, or if you say that guy is retarded, they'll be like, wow, I can't believe you said that. We do not use that word anymore. Go fuck yourselves. You're worthless. You're 35. You have a beard. How does your dad let you in his house? And they do the same thing with the health stuff. And I watched it, and I watched people in San Francisco do that. And it's an icky thing to do. You're confusing the universe because you're adopting these really great ideas and turning them into shit. You've already done it with glasses. You've destroyed glasses. Now everyone's second guessed. If you're wearing glasses, are you wearing those because you need them? Or are you lying to the world? See, we don't know anymore because of hipsters. They're a really bad race of people. They are a spoiled, ungrateful, slimy, mean, vindictive group of people. And I don't know where it stems from, other than they just haven't accomplished anything. And they're turning in on themselves, and in turn, turning in on you. We'll be right back after this. Just kidding. I have no idea what I'm talking about. But the juicing thing, it's a real thing. Get yourself a juicer. Do it. You'll start to feel better. I'm starting to feel pretty good about the things I'm doing. And I'm working out like crazy. You can't see any of the effects of it yet, which is bothering me. But almost every day I'm working out till I can't move anymore. And that's going to be really exciting, I think. So it's kind of like, yeah, you got to take out the cigarettes, but you do have to replace it with something, I like things that do things. So I really like drinking. I really like smoking. I really like certain drugs because I like seeing things that affect the way I think or change things. You know what I mean? So I'm just doing that the opposite way with good shit. I'm taking in place of cigarettes, I'll do something else to occupy my time. It is rather boring. You know what I realized in San Francisco? Very boring, and without having a cigarette all the time, or without having a drink or taking a shot all the time, you go, it's kind of boring. And that kind of leads you to, well, let's go eat more. I was eating a lot. I broke the diet a bunch of times just because you have to. There's no way to, very tough, even in a city like that. And we ate, most of the stuff you'd go, oh, that's very healthy, but still it was breaking my strict diet. It was almost impossible to keep to it. You couldn't go to a place that didn't have one of the ingredients in the meal that you didn't want to eat. Especially bread, like I was saying. Man, when you start thinking about it, almost everything has bread or potatoes or some shit that you don't need on your plate. Very hard to get shit without it. And you want to go out. You want to have a fucking meal. You don't want some depressing fucking bowl of leaf. That's no fun. And don't pretend that that's fun. That's not fun. We got to find a way to make it fun. Now, let's see what else is going on. I really need a guitar, man. Anybody got a guitar that they don't use anymore? Send it over to me. Message me. Yeah, I want to show you this video. I don't know what it means. I saw this in the Bring Back group, our official group. Bring Back Redbar Radio. That's what our group on Facebook is called. If you're not in that group, you kind of have no idea what the show's doing. Okay? You're missing out on so much. If you think checking our fan page means anything, that place is a fucking ghost town. The Bring Back group is where all the shit goes down. Go to Facebook, type in Bring Back Redbar Radio. You're going to have to ask to join. Now, if you don't have a real profile pic, okay, that we could verify, what we do is when you ask to join, we go to your profile. Me or the admins, we look through some of your pictures. We make sure you're a real dude. We make sure you're not just some crazy dude who wants to troll us. So we go through all that, like in a real weird way. You know, we know the difference. Even if you set up a fake account, a bogey account years ago, and you've added pictures and you've incorporated a life to it, we'll know that that's fake. We go hardcore into it. We don't want those people in the group. So there is a screening process. It might take up to 24 hours before we let you in. But once you're in there, a whole world of fun. It's like Redbar when Redbar is not on. But this video is posted in there, and I don't know what it's in reference to, but I love it. There's something about it that I love. It's called Man Goes Crazy, Rips Off Shirt During Street Interview. Again, I don't know what he's being interviewed about. I don't know what he's referring to. I don't think I need to know. We're just going to watch it, and maybe you'll love it as much as I do. Now, the man almost looks like this man. Remember this man, the guy that we kept seeing in our dreams? He almost looks like that, or he's kind of like a darker... I'll describe him when he pops up. I got to see him again.
What's your name?
Okay. So, he's an older man. I would say he's late 40s, early 50s. If he's younger than that, then he's really shitty looking. He's balding. He almost looks like Persian or Middle Eastern a little bit, but he's been in America for a long time. He's wearing a really shitty tucked-in button-down shirt and some khakis. And they're interviewing him on the street in front of looks like a... Oh, where is this? He says it in the video. Let's just watch him and just enjoy him.
My name, let me tell you my name. I'm confused because, like we're supposed to believe in the ministry, right? So is the church and state supposed to be separate? I'm confused because I never went to school.
Okay, now, right? I don't know what he's being interviewed about. And right now it sounds like there's some kind of political thing that he's being interviewed about. No. This reporter that's interviewing him is this little pudgy, I don't know what she is. Something, she looks like shit. She looks like an Indian, too. And she's just interviewing him. She doesn't know what to do. She's, like, scared to even stop interviewing him. And he just starts going.
Is a confused person get a resolution? I don't understand. You see, when you go like that, right, you have a cross, 2 sticks, right?
He's making a cross with his fingers now.
And that's how I felt when I was in Waterloo. Because when I walked in Waterloo and smiled at people, they treated me like a vampire. They used the cross, and they went like this by not smiling at me. In Toronto, hey, hi guys, you know me, Steve Spiros, easygoing.
Hey, Mike.
Those who know me, I'm a nobody.
Wait,
you understand?
I gotta see that again. There's something so funny. He's talking, and then he does this little, like, vindictive, hi guys, like I would do, or like my grandma would do. Let me watch it again.
By not smiling at me. In Toronto, hey, hi guys, you know me, Steve Spiros, easygoing.
Yeah, he's so funny. What a dick. Yeah, hi guys, how are you? Yeah, you know me, easygoing. What a dick. I love you.
Who know me, I'm a nobody. You understand? And you can't kill a person with no body. So why am I afraid? I'm not afraid. I'm afraid of the boogeyman. Who's the boogeyman? You figure it out. I'm getting out of here. I'm going back to Waterloo where the vampires hang out. And I'm going to wear my sunglasses at night. You know why? Because women show their tits, have short skirts.
Now the interviewer is laughing. But this guy is serious. His rant is starting to sound like one of my old shows. I love it.
Then they feel violated when I look at them. Why? Because I have sunglasses on and I'm weird.
He doesn't.
I'm from Humberside. I'm sorry if I made a fool of Humberside, but all those people who called me a sleepwalker.
Wow.
I woke up. Now I'm going back to sleep because I'm going to be committed in an isolation room. Wow. Because I'm going to go back to the ministry and allow them to perceive me as I am, a fuck up.
Whoa.
Goodbye. Hey, Toronto the Good.
He's back.
Look at this square. It was a shithole when I worked here. Now it looks like New York, Manhattan. Where are the bums? There's no bums here. Toronto doesn't have bums. But Waterloo, they're creating bums. They created me. Why? I don't know. Maybe it's the church. Talk to the Pope. He knows everything.
Wow!
I had it. I'm going to die. How can you die when you're dead? Oh, wait a second. I'm going to be crucified, right?
Here he goes. He's taking off his shirt. Oh!
I'm not going to raise my voice. Because I'm committed to the Lord.
And they cut it. Wow. I
love you.
I don't know what that's about. I don't know what it's in reference to. I fucking love it. And I want to hear more from that man. His rant was so good. I don't know what it was about, but I'm in. 100% in. Trying to put together a Denver show. Denver, Colorado. We had a listener. Listen to this. And I have to publicly shame him. I don't want to. I don't want to get in fights with listeners once a week. But I have to do it to stop more of this behavior. We had a listener came to me almost a month ago. Said, Mike, if I bought your plane ticket to Denver, would you come and do a show for us? I said, absolutely. So I went online. I started looking for tickets. I found one. It was about $240, $260. Long story short, I sent it to him. He goes, okay, I don't have the money right now, but next week, my, what's it called? My tax return's coming in, and I'll totally buy the ticket. And I even said to him, like, okay, don't be one of these. And he's like, oh, I'm not one of these listeners who's going to make a promise and then disappear. I go, all right, I don't even want to talk about it. When you're serious, contact me. So then I see on the Bring Back group somebody, like maybe a week later they're like, hey, Mike, any chance you would come to Denver? And I go, oh, that's funny because a guy last week said that he'll buy me a ticket. He's just waiting on his tax return. And then we tagged him in the post. We said, okay, hey, you ready? And he goes, don't worry, man. I'm not blowing you off. Give me a couple days. I think this was March 5th, something like that. He goes, give me a couple days and I'll have the ticket purchased. Weeks go by, and I'm sending him messages here and there. Hey, man, any updates? I'm trying to plan our tour for April. Because it's a bigger deal than just him giving me the free ticket. If he's going to give me the free ticket, then I'm going to come to Denver in April. If not, I got to set something else up for April. We're coming very soon. I need at least 2 months to start promoting this stuff, or at least a full month. And he's like, don't worry. He said, don't worry. He'll have it in a couple of days. So I message him, no answer. I wait like another 3 days. I message him, no answer. And then I finally message him again. I go, hey, man, you just got to tell me. If you don't have the money, just tell me. And again, I'm not going to be mad if you go, hey, I didn't know what I was getting. I don't have the money anymore. I did have the money. I thought it was a good idea. I don't have it anymore. But you need to tell me that sooner rather than later because you're wasting my time. I'm waiting on you. Other people are waiting on you. So I finally tagged him again in the Bring Back group saying, okay, here's another example of a guy who did not come through. He made a promise he couldn't keep. And furthermore, he went out of his way to not respond to me, because now he's afraid. He doesn't want to respond. And of course, now he responds with no. And he's got a million excuses. And now I'm his enemy, now we're enemies because, and he wants to pretend it was a misunderstanding. It ain't. You promised something. A month went by. You didn't deliver. You're a bum. And now you've killed a month. Now I'm trying to still put together a Denver show, but people are so behind on episodes, I can't get them to catch up in time. You know what I mean? That's why you really need at least 3 months. There's some people that don't know what's happening currently on the show. I was in San Francisco. Almost 80% of the people I met had not listened to the show in months, or are months behind, or are weeks behind. And you know how many people were talking to me about Burger King and Chinese food and cigarettes? I'm like, dude, I don't do any of that. How long have you not been listening? And that's fine. But when it comes to these tours, we got to figure this out because we're losing a lot of people. I'm going to places. I'm going to Atlanta, and I'm getting emails from people. Mike, when are you coming to Atlanta? Hey, we're here. We're actually here right now. Oh shit, I didn't know. Huge fan of the show. Are you a huge fan? Because you haven't been listening for 6 months. Can can we still, my point is, can we pull off a Denver show at the end of April? I'm thinking April 20th, Denver show, Colorado, 420, Denver, Hitler, Columbine. Can we do it? I need at least 12 people to promise to buy a ticket before I could book anything down. Okay? Or maybe I just put it up for sale. If we sell 12 tickets, I'll book the show. If not, we'll refund everyone. How about that? That's what I'll do. But Denver, if you're in Denver, you got to fucking be steadfast with this shit. Because if there's not 12 people, I can't do it, and it's coming up really quick. So we got to know. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put them up for sale. But half the people won't understand what they're doing. They'll be like, I bought a ticket. What are you talking about? Because 12, why I say 12, 12 pays for my airline ticket. So I don't want to have that have to come out of my own pocket. But I put up a post on the Bring Back group, and not even 5 people, I think it was 5 people, said they would go. There's got to be more than 5 Red Bar listeners in all of Denver. So they're just not here at the same time hearing me at this very moment. So we're going to try to do that, and I think we're going to try to do that for these other cities that I'm not sure of. We'll put up the tickets for sale, and after the airfare is paid, then we'll book the show. If not, we'll wait a certain amount of time, and if the airfare isn't paid for by ticket sales, then we'll just refund it. Does that work for people, or does that suck? Because it really, as long as the airfare is paid, I'm cool. Because then we'll be fine. I just can't have it coming out of my own pocket, because then it's just like, oh, I'm paying to go. And you also don't want to do a show for 5 people. That's very weird. Then it turns into, whoa, we're just hanging out together. Anyway, we got some shows coming up. Vancouver is coming up. We've rented a very awesome house. That is coming up really soon. That's May 5th. We're going to be in Vancouver, Canada. First time there. I think I'm staying for 6 days. Parties every fucking day at the house. Live show on the Saturday of that week. redbarradio.net/tour for tickets. We got brand new It's Piss mugs and shot glasses in the store. You got to check these out. One of our famous slogans is now on a beautiful mug. Artwork by Sven Stoffels, Ali Lee, and myself. We all pitched in and made some beautiful vintage art for the mugs and shot glasses. You can check those out at redbarradio.net/store and help support the show, man. We really need it. We don't have any commercials here. We need you guys joining that barmy and grabbing stuff from our store to keep our show going. And we've got a lot of cool surprises coming up, man. We're going to start doing some cool things around here. It's time. We have healed. And now it's ready to really rock and roll. There's going to be some cool stuff coming. And then, of course, we have a wish list as well. I have a wish list. Lots of cool stuff on there at redbarradio.net/wish. If you're one of these awesome people and you want to help out the show or help me out or make my life a little bit more fun, redbarradio.net/wish. All that stuff on there is stuff that I really want right now. I'm trying to get a weight set. Some dumbbells, a weight bench. I really want to take this fitness to the extreme so I can start really banging some chicks. I would say I want to get to the point where I could really take this dick out and dance around. So I need that. I'm not going to buy it for myself, so hopefully someone could help me out. We also sell gift cards on there. If everyone pitches in $1, we'll be good. Then we're a good show. If everyone buys $1 worth of Amazon gift cards from our wish list at redbarradio.net/wish, we'd be a very rich show. And I'd never have to ask for anything again, and I'd be a happy man. Anyway, I got to get out here early today. I have some appointments that you're going to really love. But we've got a lot of cool stuff being added to the Barmy. If you haven't checked out Us Following a Murderer, you need to see that. I want to thank David Firth coming on our show today. Check out Salad Fingers. Check out his shit. Very creepy. Watch it alone in the dark. Maybe put it on your iPhone and then put your iPhone in the corner of your bedroom. And then you lay in the dark on the other side of the room and just watch his videos from afar on an iPhone. That'll make them even creepier. Hey, thanks for listening today. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Man, we're doing a lot of shows around here, aren't we? And we still got the San Francisco show. I'm still waiting to post that. It's not its time yet, okay? It'll be up. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time.
Back in 2003, before this podcasting thing, there was a sky.